Hello, and welcome to the first official episode of Iron Man Fishing. Today we are fishing in the Snake River in Hagerman, Idaho. I'm going to try for some sturgeon. Our bait of choice today was frozen trout. They come in these nice packages. However, we grabbed the package at the bottom of the freezer. So as you can see, we have a nice trout ice cube there. And it took us about 10 or 15 minutes to get it unthawed and break them up. But we finally did. And as you can see here, we have a nice little morsel. That is like a Snickers bar to a sturgeon there. Get that all rigged up on our basic bottom rig here. We have a little slider there that the sinker can slide up and down without harming the line. And then a nice tough leader for all the jagged rocks. There is one slight modification in Idaho. By law, you have to have barbless hooks when you are fishing for sturgeon. After about an hour or so, Micah hooked the first sturgeon, and it was cool because this is the first sturgeon he ever landed that was over 2 feet. He's caught a small one before, but not a big one, so we were all happy for him. He was excited. So here we sit waiting for it to come up, and of course, right when I look away, it pops up. In Idaho, you are not allowed to take sturgeon out of the water. At one point, people thought they were endangered, so they put laws in place like that to protect them. But now they're everywhere, but of course those same laws are still in place. Sturgeon are also really good to eat. It would be so cool to try one of these. You'd get some major steaks off a fish that big. But we let him go, and we have video proof that we did. My sister-in-law, Stephanie, there got in the water like a boss and wasn't afraid of the fish. And we got an excellent picture of her and her husband Micah there. So after many photos and much fanfare, we let her go back into the river. She was a little discombobulated, but swam away fine. So the rest of our crew came. There is Harley and her boyfriend Jonah, and we're glad that Jonah showed up because he hooked the next sturgeon. So we have 4 lines out, 3 of them rigged up with great sturgeon tackle, heavy hooks, heavy leaders, heavy sinkers, everything. And Jonah did not have some of the same equipment we had, so he put on a wide gap Gamakatsu bass hook, which is a light wire hook. And of course that is the hook that the sturgeon bit on. So we couldn't just force it in like usual, and so we had a good laugh about that. It took us over an hour to get it in. Jonah fought it for a while, and he got sore, so we gave it over to Harley, and she tried for a while, and eventually we gave it over to Alex, and he tried for a while, and back around it came to Jonah. As you can see, it's starting to get dark. At one point we had a crowd of people on the ridge above us, about 20 people when we first started fighting it, but after a while they all just got bored and left. And here it makes its first showing. It was about time. We were ready to see it.
Whoa, dude, that's a big one. Nice and easy. Nice and easy, bro. You got all day. We'll take this one. Whoa, dude, look at that. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Hey, let him run if he has to run.
As you can see, Alex did not want that thing to make another run. He got down in the water and did a great job of grabbing it. Tried to make another run, but Jonah held it back. And Alex almost went swimming for it. I think he would have just dived in after it if they'd make another run.
Here, yeah, let me, so she doesn't, nothing happens. Nice job, yeah.
This turned out to be the biggest sturgeon, actually, that we have ever landed. The official length was 6 foot, 8 inches long, so that was pretty awesome.
When you flip a sturgeon over on its back, it actually goes docile, and you can stick your hand in their mouth. There, they have no teeth. They just have these big like crushing pads in their mouth. They suck stuff off the bottom that they feel with their whiskers. They taste with their whiskers and just kind of crush it up and then swallow it. As much as we wanted to take steaks off this thing, we did let it go. We abided by the law, but it was a really fun day. And that concluded our first official episode of Iron Man Fishing.